Colindale as a location has been very much full of second-hand car dealers, a few other showrooms, tyre depots, but over the course of the last 4 or 5 years it's clearly developed as a residential area.
Colindale is an emerging area, and the planning policies and the evolution of the area is such that it's becoming a cluster of activity. You had an office building as an office building, and a shop as a shop, and a block of flats as a block of flats. Well, where things are heading and what we're all about, what we're doing in fact, is mixing those kind of elements, and we're doing so in a way that makes a much more intensive use of the limited land resource. The retail has a number of characteristics which should make it very attractive to retailers. First among them will be the presence it will have on Edgware Road, not only because of the height of the building, but also because of the 9-meter high facades out front.
We have to look at different and often more exciting forms of retail, and I think the large sort of glass presence is a really good way of trying to sort of stimulate interest in the site and in the development.
With the number of cars that pass both north and south and east and west into Kingsbury and Queensbury, any prominence that a retailer can plug into will certainly help their pitching at a market and getting people to stop.
Principally because the retail is so dominant and so high. There's such a grand presence to it, and the residential above it is white. So you don't have a heavy dominated red brick building sitting on top of a single level of retail like you would do on high streets or other places. The development offers 172 car parking spaces which are covered and are solely for the use of the retailers. There will also be very clearly marked huge signs indicating where the parking is, and the parking will be on Capitol Way. It will be the most visible thing on the Edgware Road in that section of it for sure.
If you look at Brent, we've increased our population by 60,000, which is part of the million increase in London since the last census. With these new residential developments, not just in Colindale but in Hendon and the sites in Barnet, there's going to be a significant new, fairly affluent population and significant new spend to be able to take advantage of all these new retail opportunities.
I think there will be a large number of restaurants occupying space here. People will drive to restaurants. There is a marked lack of good middle-class restaurants.
You get a couple of proper restaurants around here, it'd be a lot nicer to go for lunch.
It would be lovely if on lunchtime we could nip into, you know, clothes shops or anything like that.
Some people like Sainsbury's, some people like Asda, some people like Morrison's, so yeah, I think that's a good thing, yeah. And if it's bringing a bit more housing, more obviously jobs as well as Colindale for retail, so yeah, I think that's a good way forward.
So you've got these new build projects going on that I think the council are putting up. So yeah, definitely there's going to be a rise in more professional people in the area.
It's a bit more vibrant now than it was 3 years ago, definitely.
It is developing as an area, especially like Colindale, Edgware as a whole. It's all changing.
So that people are moving to Colindale who are young, upwardly mobile couples, individuals, etc., families, and it's becoming much more of an established location. Critical mass is being achieved in Colindale, but it's being achieved by what we're doing. You've got Asda between us, which is a very large supermarket, and then there are other developments in the area as well that are coming on. When you put all those together, you start to get a level of retail offering that would actually constitute a kind of critical mass.
There is no doubt that there's a tremendous amount of residential development going on in the Colindale area, and in my view, to make residential work well, you need to be able to offer a full range of services as part of that. So there needs to be the convenience services, there needs to be food and beverage, and I think that this development is the forerunner for that, without a doubt.
One of the benefits, I think, of this scheme is that they are getting out and ahead, and they're going to be able to take opportunities that others have dared not to.
Brent Cross does attract people probably sort of 3 times a week for them to go there, but that's because it is an exceptional shopping centre. Colindale can offer something different. So retailing in Colindale isn't going to compete with that, nor should it even try, but what it does need to do is to complement that retail provision by offering more and more convenience retailing, which is where the young upwardly mobile person seems to be shopping more and more these days.
You will see tall buildings, you will see much more activity, you will see coffee shops and restaurants, you will see retail outlets, you'll see much more happening and a lot more people around. It's underway.